And that is all of downtown. I thought the population was 1,800, but it is 1,300. So once you go through the little downtown area, that little circle, and then there is a dollar. So look at the swamp. This is my drive. This is my street, and this is my drive home if I want to shoot down to the gas station or the Dollar Tree. I actually go further in this direction to get to town, to like get to a Walmart or something like that. But this is my drive. Isn't it beautiful? So as soon as you leave that little downtown area, things get spread out. There are farms. There are some other houses along through here. And right here on the left, that's my neighbor's farm. Right here I'm showing you on the right, that's the farm across the street from me that has cows in that field every day. They just weren't there now. And then I turn right into my house. There's my only neighbor. Progress on our enclosed porch. So the top open section will be screened. The bottom's going to be filled in with this gray that matches our fence. This is screened in already. They just hung our screen door today. Oops. Hung it perfectly. Comes right out to the sidewalk. It's going to go to our other outbuilding. They're doing such a good job. And here it is done. I'm sitting in my enclosed porch right now. It's like midnight. The forest is in front of me. I can't see anything out there, but I just love it. I hear frogs and crickets because it's getting ready to be spring and summer. And I just love our little setup here. Jack finally has a backyard. He's not used to it. He's used to taking walks. So he kind of creeps into the yard. And then today, he finally went out there and like laid and chilled. I was so happy to see him chilling in the backyard. So, yeah, things are getting super nice. I wanted to show you guys the downtown like I said I would. And things that are going on around here. So hello everyone. Welcome to my channel if you're new. Welcome back if you're returning. These are the the tips we're going to be using today. These Valentino tips I'm obsessed with, these long square ones. I do have on this peel-off base coat. I'm going to be using this gel from Not Polish called Porsche. I'm using Blossom Gel, Strawberry Shortcake Liner Gel, and My Rich Life Acrylic. And I just had to show you guys how silky this polish is. I mean, this is so pigmented, but it works like clear. This was a unique acrylic to use, and I loved it. I'm going to use a little bit of Nina's Clear from my small clear bead. I'm going to use these scented monomer drops from Kiara Sky. These lips I got from Candy. Thank you, Candy. And I'm going to start with my small bead of clear. This is a pop-up method, so I don't usually have to do this, but I like to blend my tip. Although looking back, I didn't really have to do this because the tips were blended pretty well with the peel-off base method. And then later I did a nude set where I didn't even use the clear layer. I realized when I was doing the video. It's like 2 videos from now. Next up are going to be the duckies that I put out. I already put a short out for you guys. And then after that are going to be the red bunny nails. You guys, I just got on a spree where I couldn't stop making nails. And then I had 4 videos to edit and voice over. So, and as you can hear, I got a little sick. So that put me a little bit behind. I'm okay though. I'm okay. There was about 3 days where it was pretty brutal, really bad headache. I thought I had COVID because of how bad the symptoms were, like how extreme the symptoms were, and like fast, out of nowhere. Went to Walmart Friday, woke up Sunday, sick. And I don't go anywhere. I stay home, you guys, so I know I got it at Walmart. Look at this acrylic. I do have the application sped up 1.5 times because the video was long and I wanted to show you guys the design. I did not keep filing in this video. The Ducky set was no acrylic, that was all gel, and I didn't have to file one thing, so there's no filing in that. But I did leave filing in the bunny video, just in case any of you are needing, like full details of how to do nails kind of thing. But whenever you use a really pigmented acrylic, typically it's more of a talc, like actual powdery texture. But this one was more like a clear, more like a jelly. And I think even Angela asked me, is this a jelly or a pigment? I can't tell. And it looks like Tusa and it looks like Porsche and it's like in between and it has a purple shimmer. I cannot believe I've never used this. And I got obsessed with this color for a while. Well, I mean, like, I wanted to use it again and again, but I only used it for one set. But when I wore these for a few days, oh, I couldn't stop looking at them. The color was so gorgeous. And like, okay, if you use knot polish, I'll give a couple of examples, like Ex-Boyfriend, Tusa is one. Any of the really pigmented colors, as soon as you press your brush, and other acrylic companies pigmented colors too, but just using knot polish as an example, as soon as you press your brush into the jar of acrylic, it doesn't have that give back. Like your brush sinks in really deep and you just hold it still and the monomer will pick up the bead and absorb it for you. You don't need to like press because it's so powdery. This was not like that. So I needed to work a little with my beads a little more wet than typically because it operated like a clear. So first of all, I did want to say, I mentioned in a couple of my other videos that I would show you guys downtown, which is what the start of this video was about. If you hadn't watched my other videos or didn't know like why that weirdly started that way. Also, our backyard. I've been keeping you guys updated on what's going on around here. So I did want to show you the finished patio and the finished yard, which, like I mentioned, Jack is not used to yet. He's used to having like 5 walks a day. So we're still taking him for a couple of his walks, like his first morning walk. I usually take him on about a 40-minute walk every morning. And look at this color. Look at this shimmer. Oh, I was obsessed. Change your table towel, Jennifer. I do in a minute. Do you see how this is operating like clear, if you know what I mean? Like more of a firm texture. Anyway, so yeah, we go all through the woods. We have our little path, and he likes to smell everything. And, he's, like I mentioned before, a terrier, so he thinks he's on the hunt every time we go in the forest. So I still let him do that, but I'm just glad to see that he is getting a little more used to having a yard, because in Tucson, I just used to open my sliding glass door and he'd go out and enjoy the grass and have his yard as his territory to protect and quote-unquote hunt in, find lizards and things like that. He never caught anything, but you know what I mean. And I was trying to see, I think I was just a little bit out of frame on this one. I hope I wasn't out of frame on any of these others. Because what I've been trying to do is zoom in on my camera instead of on edit so that there's no blurriness. And so I have a smaller area to work in, and sometimes I forget about that. So bear with me if that happens here. I don't think it's like too frequent. I think it happens on 1 or 2 and it's only like the top of the nail. So anyway, pardon me, you guys. I'll do better. So yeah, around here, that's what's going on. Like I said, I don't go anywhere but like shopping or maybe to a doctor or something. And so I know I caught whatever I have at Walmart because that was the only place I had been. I went Friday afternoon, woke up Sunday sick, perfect incubation test. I don't know if I mentioned it already, but I did take a COVID test. Not COVID, yeah, I did say that. The headache was unreal. I couldn't bend over for a couple of days just because of the headache, The fever was super high. But after day 3, I was much better, which I was surprised by because typically when I get some kind of cold, it turns into a chest infection. I need antibiotics. It turns into a whole thing, bronchitis, pneumonia, something. And I did go to urgent care because of that, and I was told that it was probably pneumonia. But now that it's like day 5 and I am so much better, I don't think so. And they didn't give me a lung x ray. I think they just took my verbal history and kind of like agreed with me because I was worried about having it. So, anyway, I'm much better, even though I probably sound awful. I'm sorry, you guys. And about the nails, I want to mention I know you guys can see me rotating through multiple brushes here. That is for several reasons. One, if I want to pick up a big meaty bead and I'm going to be blending it all the way down, or if I'm doing my cuticle bead. Also, when you're working with an acrylic that, like, let's just say you're working with clear acrylic and you're doing, your whole set is clear, you're going to get stuff stuck in your brush more often than you would. I don't know if you've noticed that about getting stuff stuck in your brush. So I will always rotate, even when I'm doing a client, there's glitter, there's encapsulating, there's a cuticle bead, etc. I'll typically use between 3 and 4 brushes every set. That's just what I'm comfortable doing, and there's multiple reasons for it. So if you notice that, that's why. There's just, sometimes I feel something get in my brush, and so I stick it in the soak cup, and I move on to the next brush. Or, like here, I want to do a cuticle bead, and I like my Young Nails brush because it's more stiff and firm for that reason. In case I haven't mentioned that in a while. And what else, you guys? I don't know. There's not much else going on here. Well, there kind of is. It's just a little bit personal. So I had the most horrible pregnancy, and I watched my daughter go through 2 horrific pregnancies. And we've learned now, we didn't know it when it happened to me, but it's a thing called RS, I believe. But it's where you have morning, noon, and night sickness. You can't keep food or water down. You're scared the whole time that your baby's not thriving. I'm not kidding when I tell you, you can't even keep water down. You're throwing up so much. Every single thing you put in your body, you throw up. You can't keep anything down. I was hospitalized my 7th, 8th, and 9th month for a few hours each time for dehydration, to get IV hydration, because toward the end of the pregnancy, it was just so bad. And you're walking around looking like a corpse. Your skin is gray. Your skin and bones, except for your pregnancy belly. Watched my daughter go through the same thing. I saw her faint and fall right on her face and her pregnant stomach right in front of me. When she was 8 months, she looked right at me and said, "I feel dizzy," and bam! She fell right down. It all happened in a second. I had to call an ambulance. They know more about it now, but my point is, from all of the throwing up, I had unreal heartburn. Now, you get heartburn when you're pregnant. That's a standard symptom. So is quote-unquote morning sickness. Some people are sick through their whole pregnancy. Some people have that thing that I just described to you. I think it's RS. Pardon me, it's been 3 to 5 years since I went through it with Anna, so I don't exactly recall, but I think it's RS. And anyway, I didn't realize it till years later, but it wasn't normal, the heartburn that I was going through. And it was so severe that I would wake up in the middle of the night choking. Like, anytime I would get into a full sleep, like laying down in my bed, I would wake up choking so bad, just like wake up like that, and was terrified because I could not catch my breath, could not breathe. The heartburn was so bad, like in my throat, but I couldn't figure out why it was causing me to lose my breath, etc. So I went to my doctor. He sent me to a gastroenterologist. That doctor said, "Well, it sounds like you have GERD. Okay, so we're going to give you..." Oh, by the way, you guys, I meant to pick up a cuticle bead for my ring finger, but it was too big, so that's what I just put on my pinky there. That looked funny, but I picked up too big of a bead. Anyway, she ran me through all kinds of tests and discovered that I needed to have this surgery that basically, I'm going to really oversimplify it, ties a knot in the top of your stomach so nothing can ever come up again. You will never throw up again. If you have food poisoning or the flu, too bad, you're not throwing up. So that sounded great to me because the acid that was coming up was so severe, and the reason why I was waking up choking was I was aspirating on stomach acid. So whenever I would be in a reclined position, as soon as I would get relaxed and into a sleep, stomach acid would start trickling up my esophagus, and the next deep breath I would take in would inhale the stomach acid into my lungs. And that's what I would wake up choking on. Because your stomach being a bag that hangs there from your esophagus, there's a little flap of skin at the top of your stomach. Again, I'm oversimplifying it. That keeps things from going in and out. Okay, well, that piece of skin at the time could not be replaced or replicated or repaired. So, but that piece of skin was gone from all of the vomiting and acid over time from my pregnancy. So, the fix was this surgery, and again, I was glad for it. Literally, as soon as I was recovered from the surgery, which was only a few days because it was an outpatient procedure, I was able to drink lemonade right before bed. I was able to eat pizza again. Never had heartburn again. And this was like maybe 18 years ago or so that I had this surgery. And I did, of course, ask the doctor, well, what do I do if I ever have the stomach flu or food poisoning and I actually have to throw up? And she's like, oh, don't worry. Like, we'll work with your GP. We'll let your GP know about this, and he will keep you supplied with nausea pills. If you're ever feeling nauseous, you just take one of these nausea pills. Keep them on you at all times. If you ever actually feel sick enough, take yourself to the ER just to be safe. She never said because you could blow out your surgery or herniate or just anything like that. She just said go to the ER. Well, I don't go to the ER. Like, if I cut myself wide open with a knife, I'm going to get some super glue and some tape. Like, unless it won't stop bleeding for like 2 days and then it's too late. Like, I break a bone, I'm not going to the ER. That's dramatic. That's wild. It's a whole bunch of money. It treats you like caca. You sit there and wait for hours. I'm just not doing it. So, over the years, of course, I had instances where I had to throw up. And my body naturally went through all of the heaving motions of throwing up, but nothing ever came up. A couple times with the fluid, a couple times with food poisoning. Of course, that's happened over the past 18 years or so. But it's something like you wake up in the middle of the night, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to be sick, right? And you go in the bathroom and you don't end up getting sick. Like I said, you go through all the heaving motions, but nothing happens. You're just glad it's over, and you drag your ass back to bed. You don't then go to the emergency room. It's over. So I never went to the emergency room for any of those episodes, right? Well, I end up going to the doctor. This was probably about back to the same doctor who did that surgery, because I went to my GP and I was like, I'm so sick. I don't know what's wrong with me. I dropped all kinds of weight. I was like gray, looking like a corpse. Everyone was like, Jen, you need to go to the doctor. What the hell's wrong with you? Didn't realize it at the time, but I needed my gallbladder removed. And I went to that same surgeon because she's a gastrosurgeon. So she goes to remove my gallbladder. She finds a hiatal hernia while she's in there. Turns out, she wouldn't admit this. She would not admit this. But she did the surgery too tight. I've learned this now, that there's no way that surgery should be done to where you can't throw up. Her even telling me that and planning on doing it too tight is wrong. I didn't know that because she was the only surgeon that I had seen for my gallbladder. And the hiatal hernia means that your stomach is herniating into your chest cavity. Dangerous, okay? Let me see what's going on with the nails here. Oh, I'm going to go in. I don't often show this, you guys, but when I'm done, I sometimes do. When I'm done with this set, I'm going to look at them from all angles, and I'm going to see if there's any blank spots. Sometimes I do this with clear if I have an encapsulated set, but this was just all this solid color, so I just started filling it in here. Anyway, she casually mentioned when I woke up from the gallbladder surgery, yep, found a hiatal hernia, fixed it while I was in there. And I'm like, well, what's a hiatal hernia? Why did I have that? And, after going home and thinking about it, I'm like, well, I probably herniated my stomach into my chest cavity by doing all that heaving over the years because I can't throw up. And when she did the surgery on me for the GERD, she told me it was a new surgery. Revolutionary. And when I went back to her for the follow-up for the gallbladder, like I had to go back to her to follow up, make sure I was good a few days after surgery, and I had thought about it. I asked her, I'm like, do you think, since that surgery was new when you performed it on me, that it could have something to do with why I had a hernia? Because that's weird, what? So I'm just showing you guys this color again. Look at it. All right, let me get into the design here. All right, so the nails are filed and ready for the design. And I'm just showing you the shape. And I have never, believe it or not, done a design like this because I can't draw, because I'm not good at it, I'm insecure about it. I've never tried to draw a design in gel that should mirror or match the finger next to it. I've done color blocks, cutouts, etc. But this that I'm getting ready to do here, this will be my first time ever trying it. So I'm going to go in and coat all the nails with matte top coat. I'm using Marcy's Hello Kitty, I want to say platter, but I know that's not what it's called. So I'm going to put my liner gel here, go pick one of these up from Marcy. She makes them custom made, any color, so cute. I'm going to use this, my favorite liner brush. I'm going to do some French. And I was out of frame again. Sorry, you guys. All right, back to the story. So I asked her, do you think it could be, I could have the hernia from this surgery? Since the surgery was new, you told me when I got it that, we didn't really know what side effects there might be. She was like, oh, no. Arrogant. She was always arrogant and rude with no bedside manner. I only saw her in the office for 5 minutes each time because she was the surgeon. Like, I saw her more when I was unconscious than anything. So she wouldn't admit anything. So I left there thinking, geez, lady, it seemed pretty reasonable to me that that's why my stomach would herniate. But whatever, it was fixed. I went on about my life. Well, 2 years ago, when I was in the hospital for COVID pneumonia and blood clots on my lungs, I had a CT scan. And they told me at that time, you have a hiatal hernia the size of a baby's arm. Okay? So your stomach is herniated so badly and so far up into your chest, it is the size of a baby's arm. Frequently, I'll do this with Frenchies, you guys. I'll just wipe them right off if they're getting out of hand. Sometimes I don't keep that in, sometimes I do, but I was just showing you. Anyway, so yeah, I have another one. So I definitely think it's from that surgery because since my last hernia repair, of course I've had episodes where I've been having the stomach heaves, and when I have to throw up and I can't and I have the stomach heaves anyway, it wakes up the whole house. It's like I'm screaming. Like I can't control how violent it is. It's bad. And nothing is happening, you see. And I think because my body's training so hard to make something happen and nothing's happening, of course it's herniating, right? All right, so I find a surgeon here, which took me a little minute because we just moved here. But I wasn't able to repair this last year because we didn't have health insurance because Ness was looking for a job. The year before, I couldn't have the surgery to repair the hernia because I was on blood thinners for the blood clots I got from COVID. So this is the first opportunity I've had to fix this hernia. So I've been walking around 2.5 years or more with this huge hernia in my chest. So I can't lay down. I sleep sitting up if I get any sleep at all. I can't eat hardly anything. It's making me miserable. I've been miserable. But whatever. You have to go on with your daily life. Life moves on, etc. I found a surgeon here. He told me that he has performed that surgery since the 90s. It wasn't new. And that he's performed it so many times since the 90s. I cured this French. I'm going to go with Blossom Gel, and I'm going to do some croc on this French with the Porsche color. Anyway, he said there's absolutely no way I shouldn't have been able to throw up. He's never heard of that. That wasn't a new surgery. He's been doing it since the 90s. And he's sending me for a CT scan to see where I'm at now. So my CT scan is March 10th. And hopefully I will be having hernia repair surgery. And hopefully the CT scan just shows that I have a hernia. And that's all. And no one's ever checked me to say that the blood clots were gone. They just told me, oh yeah, a year. My pulmonologist told me, oh yeah, you've been on the blood thinners for a year. Yeah, your blood clots are gone. Well, how do you know? But yeah, anyway. So the health problems just keep kind of stacking up, Not a lot of them, but pretty bad. So this is a brand new container. I've had this for like 2 years, never opened it. My Zulays was almost done. And I love this stuff. And I had So anyway, you guys, that's what's going on with me. You can clearly see I'm putting a charm on the nails. So cute. And also I wanted to mention, I'll go back to that, but a lot of times when I complete a nail, so like right here, you're probably wondering, I didn't matte top coat any of the other nails. I didn't go on and do my Frenchies or my design on any of the other nails. And here I am already onto charms and bling on just one nail. Why aren't I doing the whole set in a continuous fashion, right? Well, it's for content. So sometimes I'll just finish one nail, like just the thumb or the index, just to show a short tutorial on it. Or let's say, for example, I don't want to record after this nail. I just want to show you guys how I do it one time and then cut to the finished set. So a lot of times I will finish one nail at a time. Also, I'll do one nail at a time because I'm not sure of what footage I'm getting. I might need to go back, and I was out of frame for this whole freaking nail. So I need to show you this design on a different finger. So that's why a lot of times, you guys, I realized after I did this set and the bunny set that it kind of looks like I do my designs out of order. I'm using this crystal sealer because that's a large charm. I'm going to go around the edges underneath the charm so it doesn't catch on anything and seal it up. I never used to do this, and this is a great help, you guys. It won't catch on your hair. Well, it will because there's a little diamond on that, but mostly it solves it. I did go in with another light layer of matte top coat because I hate seeing the little glue snail trails. So a lot of times, and I go with the matte top coat first because it's easier to do a French when you have a matte top coat on. So that's why I did it twice, by the way. Here's the finished look. And then I go on to show you guys this design. Okay, I've never done this before. I'm going to try to draw a heart that matches on 2 fingers. I've never drawn a heart this big on a nail. I'm very bad at this. Very bad at this. I actually did okay, except it ended up looking like a circle because now I can see that right here, this part of the heart, I should have dramatically brought down way, I should have thinned it out and brought it more narrow. Because when I match it to the other nail, it just looks like a circle. But I tried, you guys. And next time I'll know how to do it better. There's no way you'll ever see me draw a butterfly like people do, like this. Because this heart, which ended up being a circle, was way hard enough. Now, see, I tried to bring that part of the heart in here. And it looked like I was doing that. But yeah, I can see clearly now, especially editing this and going back, that it was going to look like a circle. This I should have just cut in. But anyway, I tried. And since this is being released so far after Valentine's Day, I was like, there's not really any hearts on this set, so I don't have to get it out before Valentine's Day or call it a Valentine's Day set now. And I'm so sorry for my voice. This is the most I've talked in like 4 days, you guys. I'm sorry. I know I probably sound like I'm just croaking. But I said I'll get back to this, and I was talking to you guys about that gem gel. Now, you see, on my desk, I am using a normal lamp. My curing lamp, my not polished lamp you stick your hand in, is over there, top left of my screen, not on. So the only lamp that I have on is the lamp that is above me, that is my light for my table. You can see on my palette, that's what it's called, a palette, that I have this light pink polish on. On the other palette, I had the Porsche out. It was sitting out, both of these gels were sitting out under the light on my desk the whole set. I had these polishes out. Nothing got cured. These weren't cured. There was no UV LED light on. And again, everything was on my table. So when I was done with this baby pink, I moved this palette out of the way, and the Porsche was still sitting on the other palette. Again, just right here on the palette. So if there was something on my desk that was curing gel, these would have been cured to my palette. But that didn't happen. But wait till you see what happens to my whole brand new thing of gem gel. Yeah, it cured solid. Yep, it did. I don't know how. I don't know why. Because it was sitting on my desk with the other open gels in the same light. Yeah. So I'm very impatient, you guys. Like in life in general, I don't have patience for small details. I'm a detail person. I'm a very much a detail person, very detail oriented. But I do details fast. Like if I have a million things to do today, it's pap, 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 like in a rapid manner. So I'm detail oriented, but like right here in this heart is where I should have tucked it in much narrower, slimmer. I'm sure you guys can see what I mean. Anyway, circle. Here's my circle. I could, of course, see by now this was just not going to work. Anyway, so doing designs and bling, even though I love it, and even though it brings the set together, it makes it look good, it's hard for me, you guys. It's hard for me to sit still and do the little details. So see how I grabbed this palette? That portion had been sitting there on that palette since the last croc I did on my index. I did these whole two fingers, the heart, and grabbed this. That wasn't cured. My bottles of Blossom Gel and Madden are open, or like unscrewed. But if you look over to the right where the baby Hello Kitty palette is, and my gem picker, right next to my gem picker on the right, you can barely see my gem gel jar sitting there. It's just curing solid. I don't know why. Look at. You see that? Literally, I picked it up and this was, so yeah, I just kept it moving. So you guys, I'm going to let you watch and let my voice rest just a minute. I need to go get some water. I'll be right back. So I also thought when I was doing this heart that bringing the gems down might reinforce the idea that that was a heart, but it didn't really. I do go in with a glossy top coat. This is the stain resistant. It's just what I had there. I didn't need this to be stain resistant, but I love the consistency and texture of this. It has the same staying power as Gloss It, but it's not as thick. And then I go back in with the Matte It. You guys, these pink gems, I wanted to, my idea was to use all of the dark for all of the bling around the heart and the croc on the other fingers. I wanted to use the darker, I can't think of the name of the color, basically the same color almost as the nails. But that was my idea. But once I started trying to separate them all out, oh my gosh, no. So there are different gems, sizes, shapes, and colors. Well, not shapes, sizes and colors on the design. And I did use the AB crystals for the cuticle bling because I'm obsessed with these AB from Blue Streak. They're so sparkly and beautiful. So you guys, let me know in the comments if you like this set, if you liked the color combination. I just thought the colors were so, this acrylic color. It had me in a chokehold. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else to tell you guys. Oh, giveaway, still on deck. You guys can leave in the comments some ideas you have. Like the last time I did a giveaway, I started putting questions, like personal questions in my videos, like how many grandkids do I have? What's my favorite nail glue? And those of you who watch and who know, you know. And you guys answer the questions. Do you want me to do it like that again? Because there's plenty of info I could insert. Because I do tell you guys about things going on. Of course, I'll update you on the CT scan and the surgery and all that stuff. I'm fine, though, you guys, by the way. Yeah, put in the comments how you want me to do the giveaway. If that sounds good, like to do it the same way. or what you guys think, and I will get that going pretty soon. You guys, I think this is almost the end of the set. I don't keep showing you this over and over again, I don't think. I think I just show you the Frenchie and then it's going to cut to ending pretty soon, and then I'll be talking through the end of the video. So, we'll let you guys go. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for spending time with me. I appreciate you all so much, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!